You drive down a quiet street, pass a normal utility pole, and in a fraction of a second, a digital network logs your vehicle, your exact location, and the precise time. No one pulled you over, but your presence was recorded. Look at this digital counter tracking scans on city streets. In Redding, California alone, the local Automated License Plate Reader, or ALPR system, captured 43 million individual plate scans in a single year. Those millions of data points yield measurable results. Local sheriff's deputies use the system to intercept stolen vehicles, apprehend felony suspects, and quickly locate vulnerable missing persons during silver alerts. The hardware driving these intercepts comes from vendors like Flock Safety. They provide solar-powered cameras fixed to intersections and low-profile readers mounted directly to the roofs of active patrol cruisers. By matching passing plates against hot lists of outstanding warrants, the technology acts as a highly efficient, tireless tool for modern public safety. Every citizen passing through this field of view is added to the log, creating a digital record of movements for everyone on the road. Your ordinary travel history, the route you took to work, the grocery store you visited, is uploaded to a secure cloud database. Depending on the local jurisdiction, that travel data sits there for anywhere from 30 days to over a full year. Law enforcement officers can query this historical archive at will. They don't need to ask a judge. By simply documenting a case number or an investigative reason, they gain immediate access to weeks or months of travel logs. Without the requirement for a warrant or probable cause, a targeted tool effectively becomes a mechanism for everyday mass surveillance, which raises an immediate legal question. How does logging a citizen's movements without a warrant square with the Fourth Amendment's protection against unreasonable searches? The answer lies in the plain view doctrine. Courts have long held that you have no reasonable expectation of privacy for a license plate that is visibly displayed on a public road. Federal judges consistently back this up. In rulings like the recent Schmidt v. City of Norfolk, courts side with law enforcement, deciding that capturing standard ALPR data does not qualify as a constitutional violation. Under current legal frameworks, the law treats an automated, unblinking network of 70,000 cameras exactly the same as a single human police officer standing on a street corner writing down plate numbers on a notepad. Privacy advocates, including the ACLU and the Electronic Frontier Foundation, argue this comparison ignores reality, pointing to a legal concept known as the Mosaic theory. Watch how this data grid populates. The Mosaic theory argues that while one isolated plate scan reveals nothing of value, thousands of these scans connected over several months assemble a highly intimate profile of a person's life. These geographic patterns map out visits to specific doctors' offices, places of worship, political rallies, and private homes. Human police officers have physical limits. They eventually have to sleep, blink, and go home. The infinite memory and sheer scale of a digital network break the traditional limitations of human policing, turning everyday infrastructure into a tracking grid. And those license plate reads do not exist in a vacuum. Agencies are increasingly feeding this geographic data into massive analytical platforms like Palantir's Foundry. Look at how these distinct data layers intersect. These advanced analytical platforms cross-reference your basic vehicle location with your cell tower pings and your credit card transaction records, stacking them together to map your exact behavioral patterns. Targeting an individual to extract this combined profile typically requires a warrant, but the underlying data is already legally collected, actively stored, and waiting just a single click away. The capabilities of our technology have outpaced our legal definitions of privacy. Citizens are now entered into a silent trade-off, bartering away invisible pieces of their daily anonymity in exchange for the promise of public safety. Understanding the fine line between community safety and digital privacy requires independent, on-the-ground journalism. Shasta Unfiltered serves the North State with honest news, digging past the press releases to provide deep, reliable context on local government contracts and surveillance technology. Scan the QR code on your screen or visit shastaunfiltered.com to subscribe, support independent reporting, and stay informed on the stories shaping your community.